So we're going to look at the parts of a flower today. And what I thought would be really lovely with this is if we did this project on a card, this drawing of the parts of a flower on a card, and then possibly it could be a Mother's Day card or a May Day card. Focus on getting the correct color, size, you know, the things we look for in science. What are they? Color, size,
shape, and feel.
And yeah, then
Texture.
Texture, yeah, you got the idea. You'll have the drawing of the parts of your flowers on here on the front, and you'll have labels. And I'll be using the board as kind of my that's going to be my card, so to speak, or the way I'm going to be drawing is up here, and putting the labels so that you'll have the labels written up there for you. You won't use my drawing though, because that's my drawing, right? You're going to do your own drawing with your own observations that you'll make of the flower. Okay? So as we take it apart and look at the parts, yes.
Do we have to all do the same flower, or can we just different ones?
Okay, that's a great question. For this first project, we're going to all use the same flower, which are passion flowers, because they have really good reproductive parts. Now, what does that mean, reproductive parts? So it comes from the word to reproduce, right? And what does reproduce mean?
Reproduce means to come back even when something is cut off or something is taken away.
Okay, very simple. Very
reproduce.
Okay, so very close.
To reproduce is like to like plants make seeds and fruit.
Excellent. So to make more of, right. And so plants what method might they have? They might have make seeds or seeds. Okay, and what's inside every fruit? Seeds, more seeds. Okay, so some plants will reproduce by seed. Passion flower, though, Tom, why we're using just that one is because the parts are so obvious. They're just really obvious. They're really big. They're right out there in front, and they're really easy to look at. So let's head on out. And actually, we're going to do this. Let me see. There's 6 of you. You can do it in you can do it where your group has one flower. Is going to be the easiest way to do it. And just the 3 of you, do you want to be a group since you're just sitting next to each other and you'll be a group? Okay. So then you'll need 1 scissor per group to go harvest. 1 scissor per group. Yeah, just one per group. Just per group. Because we're just going to get 1 flower per group, so we're not cutting a whole lot of flowers, right? Okay. Oh, and by the way, does everybody know about the protective brewer's blackbird, the male that's protecting his babies?
It's like
So
it's like
what a birder, an ornithologist parent taught me this. So he said if you're going to walk, if you're going to walk by the brewer's blackbird, go like this. So you might want to do that in case he's very protective today. I'm not sure. They're nesting in the jasmine, and he's never far away. And he's on the fig tree. Hello, Daddy. There he is. He's right on the fig tree. He doesn't seem to be too threatened right now by us, so I wouldn't worry about it. Okay, so this is the passion vine. Let's go and get a fairly long stem like that. Thank you for letting us study you, passion vine. Just 1 per group, so decide who's going to do that. And please get an open one. And to look at it from the bottom too, because you can see the way the petals are lined up on there. Isn't that cool? What do you notice, Naomi?
Oh, it's like a leaf, but it's almost connected.
It's and it's sort of greenish on the sides. It's like greenish sides on.
So it goes, like every other.
Goes pink, green, pink, green, pink, green.
Yeah.
Neat. So a pattern. What else, Tom?
And it's sort of layered.
Layered. Yeah.
Can I show you something? They're overlapping.
Yes.
See, look,
right.
Up, down, up, down, up, down.
Well,
And are you noticing how many? Do you notice anything about the number? Let me hold on to this one while you count.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Oh, they're like sea stars.
Yeah. I heard somebody.
Green on the bottom.
Yes. Yeah. You notice the color difference.
Yeah.
The color difference.
Pretty much.
They're mostly green.
You mean this vein right here? Is it? Yeah. Okay. So good observation.
Wait, how come this is like curled up around this?
Yeah. It's interesting the adaptations on flowers. I wonder why. Why would this flower want to curl up?
I know.
What are you thinking? Okay, so you think it's a temperature thing?
Maybe so that ants won't get down on there. And I know there's nectar in there.
Ah, haha.
They don't want the ants
Okay,
drinking their nectar.
so let's go on to this part, and I want to show you this before you actually do it, okay? So you're going to use a toothpick, and you're going to go right in between the petals here, and these are the petals, and how many petals? You figured out how many petals? 10, okay. And I can you see this okay over there? I'm slicing down the middle here. Okay, I slice.
Pollen is really, its nectar is really sweet and it tastes good.
And where is it? It's down in that area Megan was noticing. That's way down.
Its nectar is really sweet and it tastes really good.
Yeah, and what's really fun, is when you get it on your fingers.
Why?
Do you get to lick it?
Yeah. Because then you get to taste it. This one has very little nectar. Oh, there it is. Yeah. Ooh,
Lick it.
Yeah, did you just get it?
Doesn't it taste good?
I'm going to try it. Is that okay? And you'll get to try it in yours too. Oh, it's so amazing.
Taste good what this part is.
I know. We're going to put that on the board right now. So let's take this part apart right here. So these, okay, yeah, and can everybody see?
No.
So I'm going to set aside my 10 petals and the corona or crown. Isn't that gorgeous? What color is that? So, see these parts right here? These are the male parts because they contain what?
Pollen.
Pollen. And each one of these is a separate.
It looks like a solar panel.
See that? Look at that. Just came right off. It does look like a solar panel. That's a cool
And
way
that's
to
the
make.
spot where they get other pollen seeds, I think.
So you can imagine the bee coming here to go for what? What's it going for? Not necessarily the pollen, but it's going for the what?
Nectar.
And what's it get on it on the process of traveling down? Yeah.
And then pollen falls off.
Right. And yes. Okay. So check this out.
These are the female posts.
Oh, you got it. That's right. Because if these are the what? Males with the what? With the pollen. Then these are the
Female.
How could there be a male and a female mixed together?
Plants are.
And that's what's so cool. This is what's called a perfect flower because it's got male and female on the same
But they
flower.
can't do it unless there's unless there's something from a different plant. Like a male from the male's
male pollen from a different flower. From a different flower. Yeah, so it's traveling back and forth because as it comes down, it's getting pollen on it. But as it comes out, it goes up to, like Tom said, the
female.
The female and drops it off. So these are called anthers. Okay, and you've got your
inside right
and you've got. Yeah, exactly. I'm so glad you're asking all the questions that lead to the very next thing. Amazing. Yeah. This is the female part. And this female part is cool.
You can touch.
Whoa.
Because as
Lift it up. I can see a hole going all the way through.
through that tube.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. So these anthers have the pollen on them, right? The whole thing is called a stamen, but the anthers are on this filament right here, and it's covered in pollen. As the insect leaves, assuming that this is insect pollinated, which it is because of the design, it's so obvious. I mean, look at this. This is like such an obvious landing pad, right?
Especially for hummingbirds too. Hummingbirds, because it's like a straight pathway.
Yeah.
So look up here a second and see if you recognize this word from anything.
Anatomy.
Good, nice word. What's it mean? What's what? Very nice. Wow. Okay. And you probably remember that either from the seed dissection we did, or from the monarch.
Seed dissection.
Or from the monarchs. Yeah, you weren't here in first grade.
I remember it from the what
The female part, the pistil. Okay, it's called a pistil. I know, funny name. And I'm going to really look at it. Am I just going to draw it from memory? You guys know about what kind of illustration is this then? Scientific illustration, right? Have you ever made this kind of a bracket thing before?
Yeah.
Where it's labeled pistil. Okay. Okay, so this part right here is called the stigma. And I like to think of this because it's kind of sticky. Why is the stigma sticky? That would be important to have a sticky stigma.
So when pollen hits it, it's stick on.
Exactly. Is that what you were going to say, Megan, too?
Yeah.
Yeah, so the pollen can stick on that stigma. Because, ooh, I can even see a pollen grain on there.
I can too.
Yeah,
Wait,
pollen
are they all
grains.
sticky?
Yeah, they're all sticky. And they kind of have a little tube. There's a little tube, probably we can't even see it, because this tube right here is called a style.
Hey, it's tight.
So the stigma's on the style. Okay. And because down here, why does the pollen have to travel down, do you think?
Oh, me.
Try that, you did that.
So that it can, like, it
Go
can
down to what do you
into
think's down
there,
here?
Like
Yeah.
a little seed
I'm gonna go get you
pod.
some magnifying glasses.
It's like
Don't you
little
think
powder.
that? Yeah. And you'll be, look at that, they're all lined up in their little tiny
Seeds.
seeds to be, right?
So that depends on how they are.
Yeah, because they haven't been,
Like
they haven't
seeds of
been
seeds.
pollinated yet. Yeah, thanks, Naomi. And that was called, that's the ovary.
Oh yeah.
The
I
o-
remember the ovary from somewhere.
Yeah, have you heard that before? Because we have ovaries. We have ovaries too that have what's called the eggs, and these can be called eggs. They're just not pollinated. They're not fertilized yet.
Seeds.
What's that?
Seeds of seeds.
Seeds of seeds. Okay, and what are you referring to, Tom? Seeds of seeds.
Well,
And the little tiny.
those things, because they're not really seeds yet.
They're not.
But they're the seed. They're the
The
start
se-
of the
the-
seed.
exactly, because they have to be what? They have to be what for pollinated? That's right. So on top of the stigma, you know, the pollen grains have to be there to travel down the style to pollinate the eggs in the ovary. Okay, now let's draw the male part.
Hot dogs on
Is okay, good. You have a lot of those references, Naomi. Does that, and that's a really good way to help you and draw something to say, well, what does it look like that I've seen to get the right color? There's a bunch of pollen grains on there, and this has these have individual names too. So the whole thing's called a stamen, and the stamen is with male or female? Male. Okay. And the pistil was? Female. Okay. All right, and this. The top part is the anther.
You said
And okay, you heard that before. Good. And the anther is on a filament.
oh, filament like on a light bulb.
Okay.
You can't film on TV. Yay! Is it time to whistle? I have oh yeah, look at that nectar.
Oh, do you? So you can look at that. Wait, go on. Okay, please clean up. Thank you. And
Do you like it?
thank John.
I can breathe.
Say goodbye to
Caprice.
John. And
You want some?
Yeah.
Adios.
bye-bye, Naomi.
Thank you.
Thank you.